Take it away, fellas.
Thank you, voice girl. And welcome to another edition of the Man Space Podcast. I am Russ, and with me as always, he is the Turk to my JD, the one and only Big Les.
What's up, big dog? How you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. You?
Yeah, oh, man, I'm trying to make it, dog. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm going to keep trying, though. I ain't giving up. Boy, that voice girl, man, she's going to deserve some royalties after this.
I know that's right.
Oh, man. So what's going on today, brother? What's popping?
So I have to do something, Les.
All right.
Because I told the Man Space Nation I was going to do it. So I have to do this to you. You know, you my boy, you my brother. But I have to do this, Les.
Oh, no.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, he just put on a Philadelphia Eagles hat.
That's right.
Now, I know that's hurting his head more than it's hurting me. Because it's got to be. It's got to be hurting his head more than it's got to hurt me. But it still stings. Take that trash off and burn it.
I will have to rock this for the entire show, as I have promised the Man Space Nation that after the Eagles beat the Lions, that I would wear this hat.
I'm just going to close the lid on my computer. I'm just going to close the lid. I'm not going to look at you the whole show.
I apologized to you last week. Listen, so I'm not going to play the soundbite. I'm not going to play it.
You better not. I hope your computer break. What's this? This is sticky, ain't it? I'm going to put this right on top of you on the computer screen. So put this yellow sticky right on top of you. Bloop. It's all good, man. To the Lions fans out there, I apologize. I probably jinxed the Lions by saying we was going to the playoffs. If I would have said we wasn't making it off the bench, we probably would have been 7-0 right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, at least 500.
Yeah. At least 500. At least 500. You had an opportunity in a few games, and now all of a sudden y'all gave up.
They gave up. Man. It's the culture. I said it 100 times over. It's the culture, man. In order to get they need to clean the whole slate. That means get rid of the ownership. The ownership is the only consistent thing through all of the losing, through all the great coaches, all the great players. You know what I'm saying? The halfway seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only consistent thing that they know how to do is bring a great player in, use them to almost the end, and send them someplace else, and they become great for 2 or 3 seasons, and it's over with.
Yeah.
Look at Matthew Stafford. If they would have got rid of Barry Sanders, it would have been the same thing. Barry Sanders would have went someplace, got a line in front of him. Front office would have treated him good.
Yep.
And that man probably would have outrushed any running back that's ever been in the league.
Yeah.
You know, Megatron.
Megatron was huge.
Just imagine if he would have went to New England with Brady. Or now he would have fit better with New Orleans, though.
All right.
I think he would have went to New Orleans or Green Bay. Come on, man.
Any of those places.
Dude, it's championships.
Right.
With this guy. You know what I mean? So, hey, it is what it is, man. But, I'm not going to complain about it other than the Fords need to sell it.
Yeah, man. I think they got the right coach to start changing the system. It's now they just have to flush out the players.
See, Patricia did that. They keep doing it. They keep hiring coaches, and the coach flushes everything out. Oh, this is a new coach. We got at least another 2-3 good years.
Yeah, they don't give the coach enough time.
I'm gonna be quiet on that. I wish that was liquor at this point. Yeah, no.
Did you hear? And I'm going to get off the Lions for a moment.
Yeah, all right.
But did you hear about Henry Ruggs, since we're on football?
Henry Ruggs.
So by the time this episode airs, a lot of this is going to be old news. But at the time we're recording, this happened just this morning. Henry Ruggs III, wide receiver for the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of this guy. He's from my hometown.
Okay.
He was a star at the University of Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
He was drafted first round, not this past draft, but the draft before that one.
Mm-hmm.
Out, early this morning, around 3:30-ish, just after 3:30 this morning, driving 156 miles per hour, crashed into the back of a woman's RAV4. Her car instantly caught on fire, killing the woman and her dog that was in the car.
Oh.
Yeah. He's facing DUI, reckless driving. He's facing gun charges as well. There's going to be probably 3 or 4 more charges added onto him. His blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit for the state of Nevada.
Come on, bro.
And, and he's only 22 years old, man.
That's why I say 22, 23 years old. He's going to get the book thrown. What was this at?
This was out in Vegas.
Oh my God. Yeah. He about to get the book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
It's so sad. And what was that football player that did that some years back? Was it Williams? Somebody Williams? He was running back for Cleveland, I think.
I remember who you're talking about. I don't know why I want to say Detroit.
No, he wasn't from Detroit.
No, Detroit was the guy who had the car accident eating a pizza.
Yeah. His season went through. His season was over with after that. Yeah. I can't remember. Some line.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
He had to get bulked up, man. He was driving to practice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some terrible potholes in the city, bro.
That Papa John's was calling him, man. That be calling him, man. Be calling him, man.
In Detroit, more likely had their buddies.
Yeah.
That thick crust. He had that buddies pizza. Hot, too. Came straight out the oil pan. Hot.
Yeah, man. This is about 3:39 this morning, man.
That's horrible, man.
Mm-hmm.
And his season, this was his day off.
Mm-hmm.
Because they played Sundays. They had to, come back to the office on Monday, and today is their Tuesday, their day off.
Yep.
Oh man, I hate to hear that. Because he just threw his career down the toilet.
Down the toilet, man. He was the 12th overall pick. He's 22 years old. Yeah, man.
He can come back from it. It's just going to take some time.
No, man. This dude is facing 46 years in prison, and that doesn't even include what the gun charges, if he's, convicted on gun charges on top of all that. His career is over, man.
If you don't get jail time.
In today's society of cancel culture,
mm-hmm.
he is going to catch it. And I think his career is pretty much done. He's going to have to serve time. The thing that a lot of people look at is if this person has talent, they can overlook it.
Not these days.
They will overlook it if a person has talent. And this dude is just as talented as they could be. If he was an absolute bum, man, he'd be done.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't hear about it because it would be done now. Go back to Ray Rice. Oh God.
Right. Ray Rice, at the time when he had his incident, he was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
He was coming off of an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was feeling like he was washed up. And I think he even came back to even try to play for a little bit after that and just still continued to struggle and was done after that.
Bro. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was already past his shelf life. As a running back, your career is typically about 3.5 years. And so he had already exceeded his shelf life as a running back.
Yeah.
So they gave him a shot, didn't work. You look at, what's the man that, played for the Panthers that beat up his girlfriend?
I can't call his name.
Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy was the guy.
Greg Hardy.
Yes.
Yep.
But he served his time, and got another shot because people looked at it that he had talent.
Yeah.
And because he didn't live up to the expectations of his contract, he was let go.
Yeah.
This dude, after he served his time, got a $15 million deal.
Yeah, he got his time. But look at your boy, Ray Lewis. You know what I mean? He got off, though.
Well, Ray Lewis was never found guilty of anything.
No, he wasn't.
We can't put him in the same category. He went to trial, innocent till proven guilty, and he was not proven to be guilty. So, despite what the court of public opinion says about him, he was not found guilty.
Right.
So he can't be put in that same category.
But we know, Ray. Oh, I'm going to take that button from you.
I mean, the guys, if they have the talent, a lot of times some things get overlooked.
Like their maturity.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real about it. That's what a lot of these issues boil down to, is maturity. I'm going to drink and drive. I make $400,000 a game, but I'm going to go drink and drive this Tuesday. Are you stupid?
But I think that's across the board, man. That's not just related to how much money people have. I mean,
man, come on now. You had if you was making $500,000 a week, you can't afford a driver. I mean, a driver, bro.
Yeah,
keep yourself out of trouble. It's worth it to me.
But
or stay your butt at home.
When you look at it, that's the top level guys in the NFL, right?
Yeah, but he making that kind of money though.
If you're not drafted in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft, now in this case, Henry Ruggs was drafted in the first round, so he does have a nice first round contract. He's got a couple of million in there.
Exactly.
However, a lot of these guys on that rookie contract deal are in that 6-figure range, but they're in that mid to low 6-figure range.
Come on, man. You can still do it. That's a couple $100 in a night.
Dude.
That you're going to spend to drive somebody around. That you can pay to drive around.
There's somebody downtown right now that's just walking out of a bar that's been drinking. They won't even call a little $20 Uber to get themselves home, right?
I get it. But that still don't solve. That still speaks to the immaturity.
That's not just, it's across the board.
I know it's just not him.
It's across the board. That's not something that's related to him being 22. There's 72-year-olds that still will get behind the wheel.
Exactly.
I mean, I've told my alcohol story before. Went to a bar with a buddy of mine, and I sat there and had a bunch of drinks with him and everything. And so I got in a car and decided to drive home. And where I lived was probably like 5 minutes away from where this bar was. Nothing but back roads, no big deal. I get in my car, not more than a minute that I've been on the road, I see blue lights come up behind me. I'm freaking out, and I pulled over, and the cop shot by me. That was good enough for me.
That was good luck right there.
Yeah, that was good enough for me.
That was God telling you.
Yeah.
Right here. That was your proverbial fork in the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was that enough to scare you not to do it again?
Heck yes.
Or was that not enough?
That was enough.
Go harder. Because God said I can go harder.
Yeah. That was enough for me. That was enough for me, man, bro. Let me tell you. And that was probably 15, 16 years ago.
And you're still living off of that lesson.
Yes.
See, but Pete, bro, that's that maturity in you.
It's across the board, man. It's so many people out there. And I feel for the family of the victim in this situation.
Absolutely.
But I feel for Henry in this same situation too, because you have everything laid out in front of you.
Yeah.
And all you got to do is walk a certain path.
Yeah. you got to, it's not just the path, though. You got to walk a certain way sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of people make the mistake. Just because you're going down this road doesn't mean that you're getting everything you need to get from it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of bumps that you're going to miss. Sometimes you just got to you got to feel every bump in there. You got to walk a certain way. You got to take this road. You got to walk a certain way, look a certain way, talk a certain way so you can get these lessons.
Right.
Because if not, you're going to keep repeating them.
Yep.
You're going to keep repeating them. Man, I hate to hear about stories like that, man, because, you know, I was once a drunkard. You know what I mean? Like that too, you know? And I was been very fortunate not to get a DUI all the years that I've driven under the influence. And I was very, very lucky. Yeah. Sometimes it's very lucky, you know, and I know that now. Yeah. I know the importance of it now.
So back in the military days, and I'm sure that you guys had them too, but if you had, you know, so many days in a row, if you had 30 days in a row without a DUI and without type of incident, you guys got a day off.
Yep.
Right. And so many of the battalions didn't get that. And my battalion would constantly get it. And my first sergeant sat there and said, after we had got our second day off in a row, he said, it's not that we're not doing it. It's that we hadn't got caught.
Yep.
He says, one day your luck's going to run out.
Because the bad part about it is he knows the soldiers too.
Yeah.
And he knew which ones just couldn't stop.
Yeah.
Oh, you know. Yeah. You know. All you got to do is hang around the barracks long enough, bro.
Yeah.
You know.
Shoot,
exactly,
man, I've been at the first sergeant's house having a couple, so I knew. But I mean, you know, at some point, man, if you keep poking that dog's gonna bite you.
That dog gonna turn around and bite the hell out of you. Yes, sir. Amen. But you know, all we can do is continue to pray for those type of folks, man. Yeah, man. And pray that our people aren't tangled up with them. You know what I mean? And be the other driver or in the other car or be a driver in the car. You know what I mean? That's all you can pray for, man. I used to worry about my sons, you know, and the cars with their friends, you know what I mean? And going over here and going to do that, man. I would worry like crazy because, you know, they never knew, but I knew. I knew. You got to remember, we were kids too. You know, I was 16 and 17 years old at one time too. Right. You know, and I had probably more freedoms than you got because of the things that I did. You know what I'm saying? I was like, no, y'all can't do that. No. I know what y'all about to go do. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know, I had to give them that freedom or they be 30 years old still trying to do all of that stuff. Right. You know? So, you know, all you can do is pray that all your conversations and the things that you've shown them, you know, they come out when it's time to, you know, and be like, nah, Pops would trip on me if I did that. You know what I mean? Even though I'm grown, you know, Pops will still be tripping on that. So no, I'm straight. That's all you can do, man. Same thing with your daughters. Yeah, man. You know, so all you can do is pray for the best, you know. Hopefully they listened and during some of them times that they thought you was being the worst parent in the world. You know?
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know. I know my kids went in the room sometimes. They're like, I hate that. And I used to just wait 5 minutes when they got in the room and I'll bust the door. What you say? Nothing. I know you ain't say nothing. Better close your damn mouth. Oh my God, man.
You and I have had conversations about this over the years about being a gun owner. I know that you like going to the range and firing off a few every now and then and kind of just relaxing to you and everything.
Ooh. Yeah.
Last week we talked about Alec Baldwin and we briefly touched on him during the show.
Yeah.
And
sad situation.
And that is a very tragic situation. But now it's starting to renew the conversation of gun control.
But I don't see why. Yeah, you need gun control on that movie set. Yeah, absolutely. But how would that transfer? Why would that transfer to private citizens?
Here's the thing. If Joe Snuffy shoots somebody by accident, or Joe Snuffy's kid picks up a gun that's unlocked and shoots himself, tragic as it is, it's going to make news, but nobody cares. Now you got a face behind it in Alec Baldwin, who is known worldwide. Now people are going to pay attention because now this has been in the news every day since this happened.
Every day.
Since this happened.
Dang on day. Yeah.
That's where it's coming from. That's your renewed debate over gun control, man.
Yeah, yes, it is. I just feel like it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a debate over gun control because of this horrific incident. However, it is tragic as it may be. There's someone at fault, unfortunately, right? Yes. And I really believe it's going to come down to being some type of setup or something like that, because from what I'm gathering, there was some disgruntled employees, camera people, and
possibility,
stuff like that. They weren't really, happy, and lots of safety concerns. So here we go. Some idiot thinks, oh, we'll put a bullet in a gun and he'll shoot it, and then that'll scare everybody, and then we'll get our safety on the set. That should straighten everybody out. But instead, he points the gun at the camera. Because not at the young lady, he's an actor. He pointed that gun at the camera, and unfortunately, the projectile went through that camera,
right,
striking her, and then went through her and struck another person. So ultimately, I tried to sit back and I was like, man, I don't want to say Alec Baldwin's at fault. I don't want to say he's not at fault. But if there were issues that brought up about safety on the set with guns and stuff like that, him as a producer will be at fault.
Yes.
That's how I felt. So
you brought up a point last week about, a person being handed a gun should know whether to check it, clear it, blah, 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 blah. Right.
Still your responsibility to look at that gun. Yeah.
But as far as he knew, if anything was in it, it's supposed to be a blank.
Yeah. Because I'll be real with you, it was a revolver. So it's not like he was going to pull every single bullet out of that revolver, right? It's 6 or 8. He wasn't going to dump it. And he's damn not sure not going to look down the barrel to see if it had a head on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because, blanks are squoze at the end, instead of a projectile in front of them.
Right.
He knew that there was supposed to be something in it. So there was something in it.
Yeah.
I mean... Now, when he fired it, now that was a different ball game. Because apparently, didn't they do some testing and he pulled the trigger on it once or something like that? And then
he had sat there and practiced a couple times.
Yeah, practiced a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he pulled the trigger and then boom. But the even more messed up part about this is that man killed someone inadvertently. He didn't hate him. It was no dislike.
The person was his friend. He's come out and said this was his friend. They had lunch together the day before.
That's going to haunt him. There's nothing nobody could do that would hurt him more than what he's already going through. Because it's not like it happened and it happened over there and oh my God, you were there. You seen it. You did it. Right. If he's anything like what he tries to portray himself to be, that's going to haunt him forever. And from some of the photos that I saw, how he was bent over, he was completely sick.
Yeah.
It's going to haunt him for the rest of his life. No matter how much money, it ain't going to matter. None of that's going to matter. He can get all the money back.
Right.
You know what I mean? He can get all the money back. Now he'll just play in dramas and stuff where there's no guns. You know what I'm saying? But in that situation, gun control to me is having the right armor on set. Somebody that knows about guns and knows what to do. Somebody that's trustworthy enough that know the difference between a freaking bullet and a blank. Those are real guns, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
They're just using blanks, but they are real guns. You know what I mean? I can go buy John Wick's favorite 45 right now.
All right. You know, a lot of these movies now are switching to CGI. They're using plastic guns and all the effects and everything are pure CGI.
When it's fast paced, you can do that.
Yeah.
But in the old West, I don't think you can really pull that off with CGI in that fashion. There has to be some sort of replica, something. Now, maybe the bullet, the smoke from the gun and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, you could probably put that on there, but yeah, I don't know. It probably can be replaced. It can be digital.
Where are you on the standpoint of open carry versus conceal and carry?
This rabbit hole is so deep between open and concealed. I don't think everybody should be able to open carry. I mean, I just don't. And some people don't even carry properly when they get it concealed.
Right.
You know, you can still see it. You know, it's just not throwing a rag over it or throwing your shirt over it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think everybody should have to go through some sort of class, firearm safety, before you can even get a open carry. And then concealed carry, again, you go through the same courses that you've been going through to get your conceals. But for open carry, I still think there should be, you know, let's get you on the range. Let's get you, you know, let's see how comfortable you are with your firearm, pass or fail, and let's do it that way. You know what I mean?
Do you think there should be limits to what type of weapon you should open carry?
No.
Because in a lot of states, before they actually did open carry, like you couldn't open carry a handgun, but you could open carry a rifle.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Well, see, it's still like that in kind of states. I saw them back in the day. They used to have the rifle racks in the window.
Yes.
In the back of pickup trucks and stuff like that. As long as it was out and not charged and it doesn't have bullets in it, you can show it.
Right. You go back to the 90s, right? And I was looking up some statistics and it said that 56% of gun owners in the 90s were people that were hunters. Whereas fast forward to today, that number has dropped down to 38%.
Yeah.
I really did not know that the conceal and carry law was available in so many states. I was sitting there thinking like maybe it's like a good 20 or 30 states or something like that.
No, sir.
That had conceal and carry. I didn't realize that it was almost everybody now.
I was about to say it's only like 3 states that won't allow you to go. You got to go get through some special permitting to do it. And I think California is one, New York, Jersey or Connecticut, somewhere up there.
You know,
DC. Yeah.
People say, oh, well, it makes it safer. Well, it doesn't make it safer. You know,
criminals are going to get guns regardless.
It has not dropped the amount of crime, and crime is just getting worse and worse, and it's had no effect on it whatsoever.
Yeah. The old saying, a good guy with a gun combats a bad guy with a gun. Well, that was an old saying because that was an old thought process.
Right.
It's cats out here right now carrying guns. If somebody came in and robbed the store, they would not pull their pistol out. They would not attempt to save anybody that's being shot in Walmart because they're about self.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But they'll chase a little black kid down the street, you know, for wearing a hoodie.
Exactly. If I'm in Food Lion or Walmart and I'm walking down the aisle and I see this dude kill somebody in the aisle that I'm in, I got to protect myself and my wife or my grandchildren. I'm going to draw my firearm if I can, and I'm going to stop whatever's coming at us with my life if I have to. But what I fear is, and this is horrible to have this fear, is once I do that, how am I going to be treated by the so-called good guys, the police, as they come into the situation and I've taken somebody down and I still have my firearm?
I think that there's more being a lot quicker on the trigger. You know, you always get those situations. Oh, I'm going to my trunk. Oh, I'm going to my trunk. You know,
don't got time for that no more.
Right.
And here's the other thing. every mall across America, it's almost illegal to carry a firearm in.
Mm-hmm.
So in a mall setting, you're stuck.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because
unless you're carrying illegally.
Right. Because in a mall settings, that is any type of mass gathering locations. Mm-hmm. It is illegal. Sporting events, malls, movie theaters.
2,500. Not movie theaters. Mm-mm.
Most movie theaters, it is illegal to have them.
No, it's not. Not unless it's posted. No,
yeah.
Sir.
I mean, well, most movie theaters are attached to the mall. So, yeah.
No. See, that's where you mess up.
Okay.
If you're going directly into the movie theater and it's not posted from the outside, you can't carry. Right? That's why you can go into Bass Pro Shops at the mall and you can carry in Bass Pro Shops. But there's a sign that says when you're going into the mall from Bass Pro Shops, it says you cannot carry no longer in there. Right? If it has an outside entrance, you are legally able to go in through the outside entrance of that store and go in and out unless otherwise noted. So that means if it's a sticker on the window that says you can't carry a firearm, right? So if you go to TJ Maxx and it has that firearm signal with the crossbar through it, you can't carry in there. But you go to Bass Pro Shops, you can carry all day. Hell, they sell guns. Right? You just can't go out into the mall with it. Best Buy, you can go in Best Buy all day with your gun. But as soon as you cross into the mall, you become illegal with it. That's the difference. And I think it's 2,500 people or more. Any place that can gather 2,500 people or more is a mass gathering. You can't carry festivals and fairs and all of that type of stuff. You shouldn't carry. I wouldn't, you shouldn't carry in those places. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't. I'm just gonna say, I tend not to. If I can't gauge the size of it, then I leave it at home or in my car or whatever. But there's a lot of stipulations and rules, and every state is different. My problem with open carry is that you have an open carry, you have to have the right holster. Because I've seen videos, and from where I'm from, cats walking up to you behind you, and you ain't paying no attention. They snatching the gun from you and daring you to move. They snatching it out of your holster. So now they got a free gun because they were opportunistic. They saw it and was like, "Oh, this fool can't. I'm gonna wait till he's slipping," and he slipped. You pick up your phone. You got something in your left hand and something in your right hand. You in the store. You can't grab your gun.
Right.
They come up from behind you and take your gun and point it in your face and tell you, "Give me your wallet. Give me your watch."
Right. So what about assault rifles?
What about them? Do you think we should have them or not?
Yeah. Do you think we should have them? Do you think they should be legal for everyday citizens to have?
I don't see why not. I think if you go see, here's what I think that's missing from all of this. I think if you want to drive a car, you need a driver's license. If you want to drive a bus, you need a bus license. Right? If you want to fly an airplane, you need an airplane license. You need to take classes or go through a course. You need to get certified. And I think those are the same steps we need to take, right? With assault rifles. Now, how much do you need an assault rifle?
I mean, unless we're facing a zombie apocalypse, I don't think anybody should need an assault rifle.
Well, here's the thing too, right? I guess I think a little bit different, right? If in fact, everybody's seen that movie, The Red Dawn, right?
I have not. I don't know.
You've not seen the movie, The Red Dawn, where the United States was invaded by the Soviet Union?
No, never seen it.
All in one day, they dropped like 2 million paratroopers in the city.
Yeah, no.
All over the United States. That's why I'm keeping mine. I'm waiting on my Red Dawn moment. And they can drop them if they want to. I'm going to pick them off in the air. That's it. And I'm gonna go over there and pick up the assault rifles and ammo and all of that. Take it back to the honeycomb hideout. Get me a few more every day. I think that's some of the reason That's why they sold muskets back in the day, for the British, bro. Hey, gotta protect yourself, man. You like the way I said. That's that 22.
Moving on. As we do each week, we like to close the show with a little bit of inspiration. Now, my message today is simple. If you close your eyes, you'll miss it. See, so many times we ask for blessings and things like that, but we're walking with our eyes closed. We're not getting our blessings because we're missing them. Our eyes are closed. You have that fear and you're not opening your eyes and you're missing the things that are right there in front of you. If you don't open your eyes, you're going to miss it. See, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago about me getting to that next level, and it all came from a headhunter. I had a headhunter shoot me an email, and I get 3 or 4 emails a week over jobs, and I ignore most of them. I just hit delete. Well, this one time I decided to open, and it became the perfect opportunity for me because my eyes were open. See, we talk about faith, and they say faith is not by sight, but however, you having your faith and believing in something and wanting something, if you don't have your eyes open, you're going to miss that blessing as it put right in front of you. You have to open your eyes to be able to see it.
Dang. I got to stop closing my eyes, bro. I got to start opening them up. You're right, though.
That's it.
Every day you walking through here, man, and you got your eyes closed and you ask for all of this stuff and you can't see it because you blinded by other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Got your eyes closed.
Got your eyes closed, man.
Man, my eyes gonna be open now, bro.
That's it, man. Mm-hmm.
Like I tell people all the time, your worst enemy is yourself.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that.
Your worst enemy is yourself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Self-talk. Your self-talk has to be, immaculate. Mm-hmm. Stay immaculate.
Yep.
So the moment you say, "Oh, I don't feel good." Mm-hmm. You ever heard of somebody say, "Oh, I don't feel good," because they're making themselves sick. They're getting a headache. Yep. Then their stomach's starting to hurt. "Oh, I still don't feel good. Oh, now my nose stopped up."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you asking for it.
You asking for it. That's right. You bringing it upon yourself.
And you getting it. Mm-hmm. Every bit of it.
Every bit.
That's the eyes closed.
Mm-hmm.
That's the eyes being closed right there.
That's right.
Your eyes closed, you're too afraid to open them because it you might have to brush something out of the way to get to what you really want.
They're too afraid to open their eyes because they might not like what they see.
Ooh, that's a whole nother show right there.
Whole nother show.
Ooh.
And on that note,
we out of here.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Man Space.
Whichever platform you listen to us on, make sure you subscribe and don't miss a show.
Remember to keep up with all the Man Space updates on our website, themanspacepodcast.com.
And you can follow us on Instagram at manspacenat1.
Until next time, Man Space Nation, he's Les, I am Russ, and we are out of here.